In the Beast World continent, deep inside the third great beast forest known as Sylvan Isle, a beautiful girl finds herself completely confused as she wonders why her body has changed into that of a small white mouse. While she is still trying to understand the strange transformation, a machine-like system appears and begins to give her information about her new identity. The system explains that 1 point can be traded for a single day of life, and she can gain more points by bearing offspring with higher talent. As she listens, she slowly realizes she has been transmigrated into a different world. The system then announces that the host has only 1 hour left on her countdown, but that the countdown will pause once she becomes pregnant. When she taps the notification, the countdown immediately begins, forcing her to face the harsh reality that she has only 1 hour of life remaining. She can accept being sent into another world, but she struggles with the fact that her remaining time is so short, so she quickly searches for anything that can extend her life. The only item she can afford is a pregnancy pill. She notes that rebirth as a human on Earth requires 100,000 points, making the goal feel distant yet necessary. Her name is Su Yan, and she originally comes from Earth. Her mother passed away from illness shortly after giving birth to her, and her stepmother took her in. Her stepmother's own child had been stillborn, so she raised Su Yan as if she were her own flesh and blood. Because of this, Su Yan wants to gather enough points to eventually return to Earth and go back to her stepmother's side. With this goal in mind, she buys the pregnancy pill, knowing that there is no limit to how many of that pill can be purchased. She now has only one path. She must find a male beastman within an hour and have relations with him. Her determination to return home leaves her with no room for pride, so she accepts that she cannot afford to be selective. She uses the system to search for mateable males nearby and discovers that there is only one available. She quickly heads in his direction, moving with urgency. When she finally gets close enough to see him clearly, she is stunned to discover that the only available partner is already on the verge of death. The reminder of her remaining 29 minutes hits her with sharp urgency, and she immediately concludes that there is no space for careful choices. She pushes every lingering thought aside and acts quickly, deciding that whatever questions remain can be dealt with later. The moment the countdown freezes, she checks the system and feels a quiet rush of relief when she sees that it truly worked. With the immediate danger behind her, her mind shifts to what must come next. She needs a secure place to give birth, so she decides to head back to the West District tribe as soon as she can. She will need a spot with enough safety and enough food to wait out the pregnancy. A sudden wave of hunger rolls through her, and she wonders if this appetite is already part of carrying a child. It is her first pregnancy, and the thought of giving birth without help makes her uneasy. Yet she steadies herself and chooses to return to the tribe and locate the man's family. A few minutes pass before the man's body changes. He shifts into a panther. He realizes that this bold female forced herself on him, and a cold determination settles over him. It is something he has no intention of forgetting or allowing to pass. The Beast World continent is divided by the vast Sylvan Isle beast forest. On one side lies the East District, a region dominated by ferocious birds and beasts, where constant clashes are a normal part of life. On the opposite side is the West District, a calmer land filled mostly with smaller beasts. It remains steady and peaceful, making it a stark contrast to the violent East. In the West District's Ratfolk tribe, life is still close to its primitive roots. The tribe lives in what feels like the dawn of human civilization, and the common habit of eating raw meat unsettles Su Yan deeply. When she arrives, the people immediately question her identity. She answers by claiming to be Mirut Oro's daughter, a statement that leaves the tribe confused because no one remembers Oro ever having a child. The commotion draws the attention of Lin Lang, the most outstanding and widely admired member of the Ratfolk tribe. When he approaches her, he observes that he has never heard of her before. She keeps her distance, and he admits to himself that he has never seen a female as striking as her. Then he casually reveals that Oro owes him 2 crystal coins, and he implies that taking her would settle the debt. She directs him to seek payment from Oro instead. Lin Lang comments that females are valuable, but a thin female like her might struggle to bear children, and he claims she should feel grateful that anyone is willing to take her in at all. She turns away, irritated, and silently questions how her appearance has anything to do with her ability to conceive. Lin Lang follows behind her, insisting that he only wants to collect what Oro owes him. Their exchange is interrupted when Mirut Oro appears. He notes that the debt is merely 2 crystal coins and that he can repay it immediately. Lin Lang ignores the offer and tells Oro to name his price because he wants his daughter. Meanwhile, Oro studies her carefully. A memory surfaces of a white rat female he once kept in a brothel cave, one with low fertility who later disappeared. He wonders if that female might have become pregnant and given birth to the girl now standing before him. Still uncertain, he informs her that the coming-of-age ceremony will take place in 2 days. During the ceremony, the tribe shaman will examine and grade the fertility of all female members. He suggests discussing matters after the test. Lin Lang continues to insist that no one will want her because of her thin frame, claiming that by the time the ceremony is over, she might not even be worth 2 red coins, let alone the 2 crystal coins owed. Oro reminds him that she has not yet been tested and tells her to come with him. As she walks away with Oro, Lin Lang calls after them that he still intends to have her. Soon after, she meets Mirut Sharo, her Beastman brother. Their father introduces them to each other, and then instructs Sharo to place her in the empty cave beside his own while he goes to meet the tribe shaman. As she settles in, she tries to eat a fruit, but her stomach reacts violently, and she throws up. The sudden discomfort confuses her, and she wonders what is causing the queasiness. Sharo notices her condition and brings her goat's milk, explaining that their father is usually the only one allowed to drink it. But she looks too weak to be denied a bowl. She accepts it and thanks him softly. Once she feels slightly better, she asks Sharo about the ceremony and the tribe shaman. He explains that the coming-of-age ceremony is the day when all unmarried adult females in the Ratfolk tribe are tested for fertility and then choose their beast husbands. Since females are naturally weaker, their only responsibility is reproduction, while hunting and raising children fall entirely to the males. The tribe's male-to-female ratio has reached nearly 20-to-1, which forces most females to live with multiple beast husbands. Even with that arrangement, many males remain single. Because of this imbalance, brothel caves exist. Beastmen without a female can pay a small amount of resources and go there to satisfy their physical needs. Sharo also explains that the tribe shaman conducts the fertility test using the female stone. The stronger a female's fertility, the clearer and more intense the stone's reaction. When there is no reaction at all, the female is judged to have low fertility. Those with low fertility are treated as outcasts and are sent to the brothel cave, where naturally weak females often perish because they cannot endure the constant demands of the males. Before long, their father returns. He informs her that he has already registered her with the tribe shaman and that her tribe name will be Jewel Mirror. He urges her to perform well at the coming-of-age ceremony in 2 days, warning that if her results are too poor, he will have no choice but to send her to the brothel cave. She asks whether Lin Lang cannot serve as her backup, but inside she thinks about the way he looked at her earlier, with a clear, predatory hunger that leaves her uneasy. She observes the man carefully and notes that, judging by his physique and the simple burlap clothes he wears, he must be one of the promising elites of the tribe. Her father does not expect her to notice such details. He quietly assumes that females are generally foolish and useless for anything beyond bearing children. Yet, seeing her discernment, he acknowledges silently that she is right, and realizes that she is worth at least 2 crystal coins. Curious, she asks why he never suspected that she might not be his child. He explains that she carries the scent of his bloodline, an instinctive mark allowing him to recognize his own offspring. Without such recognition, males sharing a single female wife would not be able to identify their own children among multiple offspring. She then tells him her name, Jewel Mirror. He nods and instructs her brother, Sharo, to take her to the cave room to rest, provide her with anything she desires to eat, and also prepare a set of burlap clothes for her. Sharo accepts the task. When she inquires about his mother, he responds that she was Jimor. He explains that her fertility was only average, making his own birth extremely difficult. His mother barely survived the delivery and passed away shortly afterward. Later, his father suffered serious injuries during a hunt. Though he recovered, his strength never fully returned, limiting him to hunting smaller prey like pheasants or wild rabbits. As he grew older, he needed to save resources to secure a female, so his father never remarried, though he occasionally visited the brothel cave. The following day, the coming-of-age ceremony begins at the Beast God Temple. The temple is alive with celebration as the ritual unfolds. Among the crowd, a young man standing near Lin Lang admires a girl named Ashley, realizing he must be her future beast husband. Lin Lang questions him about his grandfather's wishes, noting that he thought the boy would aim to choose the chief's daughter, Rona Resh. The young man explains that he did not expect Ashley to appear, and wonders who could have known that the tribe shaman would allow the chief's daughter to compete in the female competition. Shortly after, Sharo arrives, leading Suyan into the temple. The shaman begins the ritual, and Sharo comments that whoever wins the chief's daughter could become the next chief, making Rona Resh the most sought-after female, while Ashley Gusa is regarded as the biggest dark horse. The shaman then calls for the participants to step forward for testing. The first female is Shawa Brolik, a member of a prestigious ratfolk family. Despite being chubby, her physique is advantageous in primitive times, and the tribe clearly admires her. Her fertility level is assessed as upper level. The next female, however, is judged to have low fertility and is taken to the brothel cave despite her resistance. It is Ashley's turn. Suyan watches her step forward, struck by the girl's powerful, well-shaped body, even though her face is plain. In the beast world, fertility is the true measure of a female's worth. As long as she can bear children, she becomes a prized asset. The crowd erupts for Ashley, and when the shaman tests her, the result is stunningly high. Ashley walks off with triumphant cheers, casting a glance toward Lin Lang as if expecting his admiration, but his gaze rests on Suyan instead. Ashley reads that look at Suyan and dismisses her on the spot, convinced she could never give birth and calling her useless. When Suyan mounts the stage, she tries the female stone, but there is no response at all. The shaman is baffled. Even those judged lowest in fertility, even males when tested, show some reaction. He fetches a second female stone, suspecting a fault, yet Suyan still produces nothing. A ripple of whispers runs through the crowd. Some whisper that she must be low grade. Others stare, puzzled by the anomaly. Standing there, Suyan feels a cold, unfamiliar doubt and wonders whether the lack of reaction could be because she truly does not belong to this world. The shaman decides for the moment to classify Suyan as having low fertility. Curious, she asks why, since the female stone didn't give a reading at all. Her brother warns her not to speak back to the shaman, but she persists, suggesting that no reaction could mean she possesses the highest level of fertility. A kind that allows pregnancy with a single touch, far beyond the female stone's ability to measure. The shaman considers her words and agrees, while Suyan questions whether her fertility level should be considered underestimated and whether it would not be more convincing to judge her by her actual fertility in the future. The shaman asks where she grew up, and she replies that she is from Sylvan Isle's Beast Forest. She adds that she originally had 8 older brothers, all of whom passed away, along with her mother. The shaman reacts with surprise, and Suyan confirms that her mother gave birth to 9 children in 1 litter. The shaman silently calculates, knowing that the highest multiple birth previously recorded was 7, and wonders how her mother could have achieved so much. She notes that as her mother's only daughter, Suyan will inherit her fertility constitution. Kane, observing, suspects she might be lying, while the shaman tells them to stop arguing. The female stone still showed no reaction, making the situation unprecedented. Therefore, the males will decide her fate as the competition moves forward to its final stage, where males choose a female first, and then the female makes her decision. Immediately, Lin Lang announces that he chooses Suyan Mirut. Many of the females are shocked that he did not choose Ashley, despite her being one of the most sought-after females in the competition. The 2 other popular females express similar surprise. The shaman asks Lin Lang to confirm, reminding him that a male only has 1 chance to make his choice. He affirms his decision, even as the shaman cautions that Suyan's fertility remains unknown. Lin Lang responds confidently, noting that the continuation of the tribe's lineage does not rest solely on him. The shaman tries to argue further, pointing out that he descends from a warrior family and is the youngest and strongest male in the tribe, and therefore a female with high fertility should bear his offspring. Suyan, however, surprises everyone by asking how much dowry Lin Lang has. Her brothers react with astonishment, realizing that she is inquiring about the dowry instead of a betrothal gift. He muses to himself, wondering if his sister is aiming to become the head wife, concluding that she is incredibly bold. Meanwhile, the other 2 females feel a surge of jealousy. Lin Lang approaches Suyan and presents 16 top-quality crystal coins. The crowd is amazed, while Suyan quietly turns to her brother and asks whether crystal coins are truly that valuable, and what exactly demonic beasts are. He explains that demonic beasts inhabit the deepest parts of Sylvan Isle's Beast Forest. They are far stronger than ordinary beasts, cunning by nature, and capable of devouring beastmen with special talents to steal those talents. Demonic beasts are public enemies to all beastmen, and every tribe shares the goal of exterminating them. He continues that crystal coins are extracted from within demonic beasts, and the stronger the demonic beast, the higher the purity of its crystals. He reassures her that Lin Lang's crystal coins are unquestionably top grade. Lin Lang then asks Suyan if this amount is enough. The other females whisper among themselves, puzzled by Suyan's hesitation. They note that the amount of crystal coins Lin Lang offered is more than enough to marry both Ashley and Rona, yet she still seems uncertain. Just as Suyan is about to make her decision, a sudden alert spreads through the temple. The demonic beasts have appeared. The shaman quickly urges everyone not to panic and instructs all females to transform into their beast forms, moving immediately to the secret cave beneath the beast god's temple. Suyan feels a pang of longing and thinks about returning home, and her brother offers to take her there first. But Lin Lang steps forward, insisting she come with him so she can witness how he confronts the demonic beasts. Suyan hesitates and refuses, but Lin Lang declares that she is now his female, having accepted the bride price. She protests that she isn't ready, yet before she can resist further, he lifts her onto his chest and rushes out to engage the beasts. The moment they step into the fray, Suyan notices something unusual. The pack of demonic beasts is different from anything she has seen before. Their eyes glow a deep crimson, and it becomes clear they are being controlled by some unseen force. One of the beasts lunges at Cain, forcing Lin Lang to act immediately. He moves forward to intercept, but suddenly he finds himself unable to advance. The beasts have claimed a designated area as their domain, and it traps him in place. Realizing the danger, Lin Lang glances at Suyan and questions whether she can move, suggesting that she run while he is trapped. Frustrated, Suyan curses him silently for showing off his strength earlier, only for both of them to end up in this perilous situation. The crimson-eyed beast advances toward them, its growls low and menacing. With no other options, Suyan activates her teleport skill through the system, preparing to escape before the beast closes the distance. The teleport skill carries both Suyan and Lin Lang to a nearby hidden location. Suyan observes quietly, noting that the breeding system might not care whether she survives, but it will undoubtedly protect her children. Lin Lang turns to her, telling her that he must return to fight the demonic beasts. He instructs her to wait there, and if he does not return within a day, she should find another beastman partner. But if he comes back, she must accept her place as his female. Suyan hesitates and asks what will happen if she refuses. Lin Lang, steady and commanding, replies that he is about to risk his very existence, then questions whether she cannot at least say something encouraging. Suyan finally nods in agreement. Before leaving, he hands her a stack of crystal coins, enough for her to go to another tribe and live safely for a while if he does not return. She urges him to be careful and not push himself too far, and he responds with a confident, almost teasing tone, promising to stay alive and wait for her to give him a litter of clever rat pups. Suyan notes silently that his words sound strangely like a farewell. Without another word, he transforms into his beastman form and darts off toward the battlefield. Left alone, Suyan opens the breeding system's storage function, accessing the food she had stored earlier. She realizes she could even place the babies temporarily in it, keeping them safe while traveling or in danger. Regret flits across her mind. If she had known such danger would come, she would have raised Oro's entire house and stored far more supplies. She eats and finally allows herself a few hours of rest. 7 days pass. Lin Lang has still not returned, and Suyan has run out of food. A sense of quiet resignation settles over her. She reflects that perhaps fate intended them to meet, but not to remain together. Determined, she decides to leave in search of food and water. As she moves, a sudden awareness prickles her senses. Someone is behind her. Instantly, she transforms into her beast form. A sleek black panther stands there, and Suyan's sharp eyes study it carefully, wondering what it could possibly want. The black panther carries Suyan with surprising gentleness. She instinctively tries to activate her teleportation skill, but the system informs her that neither she nor the fetus are in life-threatening danger, so teleportation is unnecessary. The panther sets her carefully on a large rock and leaps into the stream, skillfully catching fish for her. Suyan watches in amazement, wondering why it is so kind-hearted. Ever since she arrived in the beast forest, her diet has mostly consisted of fruit, and now at last, she can eat meat. She sighs softly, wishing she had some barbecue seasoning to make the fish taste even better when grilled. The panther studies her closely, noting that though her belly is not large, she is carrying only one cub. Suyan, confused, asks how it could know such a thing when she has not yet given birth. She also wonders how it managed to cross the natural chasm to reach her. The panther speaks, expressing concern for the cub and clarifying that it will not harm the child. It questions whether she intends to raise it, and Suyan affirms that she will, explaining that the father is no longer alive. The panther probes further, asking what if the father were still alive, and she insists she is certain he is gone. It remarks that appearances can be deceiving and explains the rules. If a demake has multiple partners, the child belongs to the biological father's side. The panther then notes that she seems to have a marriage contract with the Ratfolk tribe. Startled, Suyan wonders how it could know about her dealings with the tribe, speculating if it learned from the beastmen she was intimate with and questions who he might be. Before she can process further, labor pains hit, and she commands the system to help locate a nearby tribe shaman. The panther carries her carefully, searching for a safe place. The system instructs her to transform into human form for childbirth and activate the self-delivery mode, eliminating the need for a midwife. When she demands, the panther gently sets her down and lets out a powerful roar. Lightning strikes the ground, creating a shallow hole, and Su-yan marvels at the creature's extraordinary abilities. The panther arranges grasses in the hole to make her comfortable. She tells it to turn away as she transforms into her human form. 10 minutes remain until the cub is born. Meanwhile, other panthers detect the scent and begin to trace it. The panther observes that these approaching panthers are from the East District and immediately decides to take action. With lightning and speed, it captures the intruders, leaving Su-yan bewildered about the chaos unfolding outside. She struggles to focus as her cub is nearly ready to enter the world. After dispatching the intruding panthers, the black panther returns to Su-yan, only to find that she has passed out from exhaustion. 3 days later, the system awakens her with a congratulatory message. She has successfully given birth to her first offspring. It is a male cub, a golden-eyed black panther. Her rewards include 1,000 points, a childbirth gift pack, and 500 points for lifespan. As per her wishes, she exchanges 500 points for an additional 500 days of life. 50 points are automatically deducted for teleportation, leaving her with 450 points. She spends 200 points to activate the system shop, leaving her with a remaining balance of 250 points. Her body aches from the ordeal, and she decides to search the system for items that could restore her strength. Spending 1 point, she obtains a yuan recovery pill. The exhaustion melts away instantly, leaving her feeling revitalized. Excited, she goes to check on her first child, only to find nothing. Puzzled, she realizes that the cub must indeed be the Black Panther's child, the reason it had been so attentive, bringing her food and drink while refusing to shift into human form so she could recognize it. She reflects on the system's point-based nature, noting that it seems designed to let her give birth but not raise her children, which makes it convenient for her to have the next offspring. Still, she feels a twinge of regret at not being able to see her first cub. Returning to the Ratfolk tribe, she finds it deserted. The members have fled. The empty place reminds her just how extraordinary the demonic beast's power is. Setting aside her awe and concern, her thoughts drift to her appearance. She wishes for a new set of clothes she could change into alongside her body. Spotting the azure-glazed feather robe in the system shop, she imagines the number of beast males she could charm if she wore it. But it costs 300 points, far beyond her reach. She sighs, realizing the situation is pushing her toward having her next child. And she feels a pang of regret that she couldn't see her first cub even once. Shortly after, Su-yan discovers that the childbirth gift pack she received is worth 1,000 points. Excited, she immediately uses it to purchase a fine cotton high-waisted maternity dress, a frying pan, and several other items, all practical, related to caring for the baby. She also invests in a green rank talent accompanied by a cultivation manual, eager to enhance her abilities. Wearing the dress, she asks the system about the gift packs. It responds that the higher the talent of her child, the more lavish the pack. She then questions where she could find a male with high talent, only to be reminded that this task is entirely up to her. Browsing further, she notices a golden marrow pill designed to enhance fetal talent randomly. The system notes that the pill is unlimited in supply, though additional use beyond necessity has no effect. At that moment, she sees a little mouse approaching. It is Sharo. He remarks that he knew she was still hiding here, despite their father insisting it was impossible. Curious, Su-yan asks where they are now. Sharo responds that they are about a 2-day journey from their previous location, and warns that demonic beasts still appear in the area from time to time, so they should move cautiously. As evening falls, they decide to rest. Su-yan asks if Sharo knows anything about the golden-eyed Black Panther tribe. He informs her that it is one of the 10 most famous fierce beast tribes in the East District, and that a single one of their members could take on the Ratfolk's entire West District. She wonders aloud whether the talents in the East District are higher, and Sharo confirms that the East and West Districts operate on completely different levels. Su-yan realizes she will likely have to venture into the East District herself to find a powerful mate. The conversation turns to the strength of the remaining West District individuals. She asks about Lin Lang, and Sharo notes that while Lang is strong, his talent is yellow-ranked, meaning there is a natural limit to how far he can advance. Most Ratfolk tribe talents are Earth-type, but Su-yan points out that her talent is not Earth-based. Sharo explains that females in the tribe don't naturally possess talents. To demonstrate, Suyan shows him her fire ability. He reacts with visible surprise, noting that the Ratfolk tribe has never had a single fire-type talent. He adds that her green rank fire talent is low in comparison to other powers, and mentions that in the East District, there is a fire phoenix tribe capable of rebirth from flames, yet they are nearing extinction due to a lack of females. Suyan expresses astonishment, while Sharo comments that the males of that tribe are extremely proud and would never consider an ordinary female. She insists it isn't necessarily true. Sharo, however, wonders how she even knows about a fire phoenix from the East District, attributing it to wishful thinking. Finally, Suyan asks what happened to Lin Lang. Sharo reveals that Ashley tricked him with an aphrodisiac, resulting in her pregnancy. As a result, Lin Lang is now bound to marry Ashley, which leaves Suyan with the challenge of seeking her own path and powerful partner elsewhere. Watching Suyan's calm expression, Sharo asks if she's angry. She shakes her head, explaining that she isn't. After all, it was consensual, and there is no right or wrong. She reminds herself that she also gave birth to a black panther cub. She had promised to wait for him, but he never came, and that was the end. Sharo notes, impressed, that it's the first time he has ever seen such a level-headed female. A few days later, they travel to the Rabbit Folk tribe, which is larger and more developed than the Rat Folk settlements. Sharo spots his father and quickly apologizes for leaving a letter behind and taking off without notice. Their father complains, but Suyan waves at him cheerfully, remarking that Sharo came to find her. Otherwise, she might never have seen her father again. He hugs both of them, expressing relief that they are safe, and provides food for the journey. Gallian Walto, a female from a prestigious Ratfolk family, greets Uncle Oro and requests 10 red coins worth of jerky. Seeing Suyan surprises her, and she questions her about Lin Lang. Suyan firmly states that he has nothing to do with her. Meanwhile, Mr. Oro insists she take some meat. No charge, just to eat, and Suyan thanks him gratefully. As she leaves, Oro quietly informs her that Gallian's parents were killed by demonic beasts, leaving her in the brothel cave with 2 younger brothers to support. Suyan realizes this explains why Gallian wore the brothel's signature bracelet. Her father reassures her not to worry, promising to take care of Gallian even if she remains single forever. He reflects to himself that much has changed during the migration, yet his children are still alive. A blessing for which he asks nothing more. Sharo offers to help care for his little sister, while Suyan notes that she can hunt too. Her father decides to close the shop early and prepares something delicious for them. Shortly after, Zulu Dara, the strongest son of the Rabbit Folk tribe's leader, arrives and questions why Oro is closing so early. Oro responds calmly, while Suyan discreetly observes Zulu's impressive muscles. Her father assures him that the deer he brought will arrive on time and extends an invitation to his place later for dinner, both to welcome his daughter back home and to enjoy the meal together. Zulu Dara is taken aback to discover that Oro has a daughter. Meanwhile, Sharo frowns at him for casually calling their father brother, pointing out that they are essentially the same age. Unbothered, Zulu suggests Sharo call him uncle, to which Sharo snaps back, telling him to get lost. Zulu laughs, brushing it off, and promises he'll drop by their house later. Oro waves off the tension, reminding Sharo that the boy is still a child. The conversation turns to business. Oro asks Zulu about 5,000 red coins, but Zulu suggests lowering it to 4,000, declaring that the remaining 1,000 should be considered a gift for his niece. As he walks away, some female rabbit folk secretly admire him. Suyan quietly asks Sharo about Zulu's talent. Sharo explains that it is water type, yellow rank, and tells her not to dwell on it. Zulu is the rabbit tribe chief's most valued third son and the #1 warrior of the tribe. He adds that Rona is also pursuing him. Curious, Suyan checks with the system about the yellow rank. It responds that it is neither particularly high nor low and can be improved using a golden marrow pill. Suyan notes to herself that earning points is more important, and since she hasn't locked in any other targets yet, securing Zulu first is her priority. Later, she shows her father a dress she obtained. Oro examines it and realizes that only the East District produces such fabric. He questions where she got it. Suyan explains that it was a gift from Limel, the name she suddenly gave the system. She adds that she arbed it through her labor, while telling Sharo that a friend gave it to her. Oro admires the dress, considering it extremely beautiful and expensive, remarking that even if they had the money, they would never be able to afford it. Suyan wonders to herself why a simple cotton dress from the East District is considered luxurious and imagines how shocking the one she couldn't get must be. Her father then asks if she has feelings for Zulu Dara. Suyan responds that she isn't sure yet, clarifying to herself that her main focus is simply to have a child with him. The system only cares about the children. Settling back into her routine, she decides to make something to eat. Shortly afterward, Zulu himself arrives, accompanied by Lin Lang, signaling that a new chapter of interactions and challenges is about to begin. Zulu informs Oro that he and Lin Lang are good friends and often hunt together. He mentions that he invited Lin Lang when he ran into him on his way there. Meanwhile, Suyan is busy preparing dinner, thinking quietly to herself that in order to capture a man's heart, one must first capture his stomach. Shero notices the aroma and comments on how nice the food smells. He tastes it and is immediately impressed, noting that it is delicious. He suggests they start putting salt in their jerky from now on, insisting it would make it taste much better. However, he remarks that salt is expensive and questions Suyan about where she got it, suspecting she might have taken it from their father's secret stash. She smiles and assures him that she didn't. Suyan then decides to get ready. She purchases cosmetics from the system and carefully applies them while getting dressed. When she finally appears at the table, she brings wine and both men are momentarily taken aback at how beautifully dressed she looks. Lin Lang is surprised and asks if she is still alive. Suyan wonders why everyone is questioning her survival, and her father explains that Ashley spread rumors that Suyan had been devoured by a demonic beast, and many believed it. Suyan firmly states that Ashley lied, and she is very much alive and well. Lin Lang feels a wave of relief, but also regret, quietly acknowledging to himself that he isn't worthy of being with her anymore because he is already married to Ashley. As the two of them exchange lingering glances, Zulu notices and asks what's going on between them. Suyan recounts the proposal, the demonic attack, and how she had wandered through the Sylvan Isle Beast Forest for half a month before finally finding her way back to the Ratfolk tribe. Lin Lang listens in silence, heavy with remorse, and quietly asks if she truly waited the entire time. He regrets not going to search for her, feeling the weight of missed opportunities and lost time. Lin Lang receives a sharp slap across the face, and Suyan can't help but think that he totally deserved it. Calmly, she hands him the crystals, stating that she will send him a big gift when his child is born. Lin Lang nods, explaining that he has to leave because something urgent came up, but he promises to come visit the next day after returning from hunting. Zulu then tells Oro not to bother giving Lin Lang the remaining 4,000 red coins, noting that the deer leg will cover it. He informs Suyan that he is leaving, and she quickly pleads with her father to help return the crystals. Zulu reassures her that he knows exactly what to do. Her father then casually mentions that Zulu seems interested in her. Suyan reminds him that her fertility can't be measured by the female stone, so Zulu might not necessarily marry her. Oro reassures her that it's okay. He will provide for her as long as he lives. He adds that when Shero marries in the future, he must choose a wife capable of taking care of Suyan, otherwise Oro will never agree. Shero walks in, curious about the discussion. They explain it to him, and he jokes that no female would agree to marry him because his talent is average. Suyan quickly disagrees, insisting it isn't true. She then hands her father the salt, which surprises him. He notes that with it, they could potentially find a wife for Shero from the rabbit folk tribe who possesses superior fertility. Suyan suggests they start arranging it, but Oro advises patience, insisting that Shero must like the female himself. Shero shrugs, claiming he can live alone if necessary. Suyan then tells her father that she wants to go hunting the next day, but he declines, insisting it's too dangerous. The next day, deep in Aokihara Beast Forest, Suyan sets out with her brother Shero and Zulu. Zulu notices the bow she carries and asks if it is their father's old hunting weapon. Shero notes that their father allowed her to bring it because Zulu promised to protect her during the hunt. Suyan reassures them both that she isn't afraid, explaining that she has specialized in archery before and even won several awards in competitions. Shero expresses surprise at her skill, and she adds cheerfully that they will enjoy chicken soup in the evening. Zulu, observing her posture and form, comments that her archery is as beautiful as he remembered from long ago. Zulu informs Suyan that he is going to hunt a wild boar and instructs her to wait. Shero frowns, questioning if Zulu would be okay on his own. Suyan reassures him calmly, noting that if anything happened to Zulu, no one would be left to hunt in the forest. She insists there's no need to worry and suggests they go dig yams in the meantime. As they reach the yam patch, they notice the yams moving on their own. To their surprise, it's Lin Lang who is lifting them effortlessly using his Earth-type talent. Suyan thanks him sincerely, and he casually asks if she needs anything else. She shakes her head, beginning to walk away, but he grabs her arm gently, insisting that he will help her carry the yams. Sharo suggests that she go back with Lang while he waits for Zulu, but Suyan refuses, determined to stay. Lang starts gathering the yams, and she decides to first take the fruit basket back. Offering him some fruits to quench his thirst, she is met with a polite refusal. She then brings up the incident when he was injured, saving their tribe, and asks about his wound, curious if there were any lasting effects. Lang, with a wry smile, counters by asking if losing her would count as a lasting effect. They spot her father nearby, who immediately questions why she is with Lang. Suyan explains briefly and adds that she will make and bring some yam cake for him to try later. Lang accepts the gesture with a nod. Just then, someone calls out that Ashley is going into labor. Suyan urges Lang to hurry, but he hesitates, noting that he thought there were still a few days left before the expected time. The informant clarifies that Ashley's stomach hurts, prompting Lang to rush back immediately. Suyan thanks him and offers him some refined salt, which he politely declines, promising instead that he will come for the chicken later. Her father asks about Lang. Suyan quickly explains that she had simply run into him while hunting. She reassures him that Lang was only helping her and that there is nothing more between them. Her father nods, satisfied, remarking that it's for the best. Lang is married to Ashley, the best female in the Ratfolk tribe and the daughter of the tribe's shaman. He adds that Ashley might even inherit the position of the tribe's shaman, so it's important not to offend him. Suyan acknowledges this calmly, noting that it's also why her current focus is on Zulu. Her father frowns slightly, worried that pursuing Zulu may not be easy. He explains that he had visited the rabbit tribe's shaman earlier and learned that the chief intends for Zulu to marry the daughter of the fox tribe's chief. Suyan listens, unbothered, and he encourages her, noting that her talent alone is enough to establish herself in the tribe. Then he asks why she seems unwilling to inform the chief of her intentions. She responds that she's used to wandering as a beastman and might as well continue living freely and unrestricted, especially since her fertility is still unknown. She pauses and asks if he agrees with her way of thinking. He smiles warmly, saying he's just happy she came back and recognized him as her father. He promises that whether she chooses to settle down or continue wandering, he will support her for the rest of her life. Both of them are startled as something suddenly hits the ground. Zulu appears, teasing, asking if he gets to eat chicken tonight. Suyan hurriedly goes inside and brings him a small serving of peppered yam paste to try first. He tastes it and immediately drops it. Oro catches the smell and eyes her suspiciously, questioning whether she added an aphrodisiac fruit. Suyan freezes, unsure what to say. Zulu, unfazed, casually requests that she come relieve him. She blinks, questioning if he isn't already engaged to the Fox tribe's chief's daughter. He smirks and replies that he never agreed to it. Zulu carries her effortlessly, announcing to her father that the wild boar he brings is a meeting gift. He casually adds that he heard Lin Lang had given 16 crystal coins as a dowry, but he plans to offer 60. Sharo and Oro exchange surprised glances, but they board the boat without protest. Suyan, feeling her independence, tells Zulu to put her down. She firmly informs him that she won't marry him exclusively and may have other beast husbands in the future, making it clear it won't be just him. Zulu listens, smiles, and agrees to her terms. Later, they grow intimate. After a while, Zulu steps aside, leaving Suyan to take a golden marrow pill to enhance the fetus's talent. Soon, hunger strikes her, and she goes to Sharo, asking him to prepare fresh meat. Sharo is puzzled by her sudden craving for raw meat, and she reveals that she suspects she is pregnant. Both her father and brother are taken aback. Her brother wonders how she could know in just a single day, but her father calmly reminds them that ratfolk females give birth in a month and will know for sure within 10 days at most. Suyan insists she only wants fresh meat, and Zulu reassures her that he can provide. Curiously, she asks why he is being so generous, and he responds casually that he is marrying into the Maytut family. Her father, raising an eyebrow, asks if that is appropriate and whether the old chief will agree. Zulu only smiles, confident and unbothered. Earlier, Zulu's father had questioned where he was going. Zulu admitted he was very fond of Mirut Oro's daughter and planned to marry into the family. His father cursed him, pointing out that Oro was from a different tribe and that Suyan had no fertility. Zulu, unfazed, asked how his father knew, and the elder replied that the ratfolk shaman had informed him. Zulu insisted it didn't matter. He still wanted to be with Suyan. His father objected further, but Zulu calmly stated that he had already been intimate with her. At that moment, Suyan commented that Zulu marrying into their family was fine, especially since she would be eating a lot. She added with a small smile that she thought she was pregnant, a baby with a big appetite. Zulu was surprised. They had assumed she was infertile, and he realized her fertility must indeed be exceptional. He immediately promised to go hunting, and she insisted he take Sharo along the next morning, which he agreed to. Then Suyan noticed the bag and asked what was inside. Zulu responded that it contained crystal coins, clothes, and tools. Sharo decided to carry it to Suyan's cave, noting that they would be family from now on. Zulu thought to himself that Suyan wanted him because she was so assertive. As he stepped out to bring her water, Suyan asked the system about her pregnancy. It informed her that the golden marrow pill was taking effect and that talent didn't improve without sufficient energy. The system suggested she could consume hardy materials and earthly treasures to support her current state. Shortly after, Zulu returned and began to kiss her. Suyan asked if he had ever seen a plant with purple, star-shaped leaves and flattened, deep red fruits while hunting. Zulu, amused, asked if she wanted it, promising to go pick it for her immediately. Sharo walks in to inform Suyan that someone is there to see her. She immediately wonders if Ashley has given birth, but Sharo notes that a new birth in the Ratfolk tribe would hardly be hidden, especially since Ashley is the shaman's granddaughter. Lang calls Zulu to come out, and Suyan quietly questions what's going on between them. Zulu simply shrugs, insisting it's nothing, and says he'll check it out and pick the fruit for her. Sharo leans closer and whispers in her ear that Lang is angry because Zulu is with her. In the forest, Zulu notes that Lang can't beat him. Lang is still recovering from injuries sustained against the demonic beasts, and his current realm has dropped at least half a rank. Yet Lang insists on fighting, and the clash begins. Lang wonders how Zulu has a wood-type talent when they both have yellow rank talents. Zulu calmly explains and shows that he's simply stronger. After a short confrontation, he decides to go find the fruit for Suyan, suggesting they both drink together later, leaving Lang to accept defeat. Lang notes to himself that Zulu already has Suyan, but he also reminds himself that he knew her first. Soon, Zulu spots the red fruit plant, but a two-headed dog guards it. He states he only wants the 7-star red fruit plant and will spare it if it gives itself to him, but the beast refuses. Unfazed, Zulu mentions he wouldn't mind taking another crystal coin, and when the dog hurries toward him, he deals with it efficiently, clearing the way for the fruit. It takes a while, but finally Zulu stabs the beast. Villagers hear the sound and immediately recognize it as the cry of a two-headed wolf. Lang watches in disbelief, thinking he wouldn't have been able to kill it even without his injury. Back at home, Oro walks in carrying goat milk for his daughter. Suyan thanks him and drinks it immediately. She then asks about Zulu, and Oro informs her that he's back and has brought the 7-star red fruit. Zulu enters with the fruit, chest smeared with blood, and reassures her that it's just the wolf's. Suyan hugs him tightly, while Oro quietly steps out. She notes how hard he's worked, and Zulu tells her that he'll always take care of her, even if she isn't pregnant. He then shows her the crystal core of the two-headed wolf, explaining that its shape was unique and he wants her to keep it. Suyan expresses surprise that he defeated a yellow-rank demonic beast, but Zulu shrugs it off as nothing. She can't help but marvel at the father of her child, thinking how amazing he is, and hugs him again, feeling a mix of admiration and gratitude. The next day, her brother reminds her that she hasn't eaten yet, but she explains that she had the 7-star fruit the previous night and isn't hungry. She mentions that she plans to check out the market stalls, and when he offers to walk her there, she says Zulu will meet her. On her way, she bumps into her father, who has just returned from the rabbit tribe's chief. He informs her that the rabbit tribe has agreed to let Zulu marry into their family, but if she cannot bear children, she will become the second wife, and Rona will bear the offspring instead. Suyan is momentarily taken aback, questioning the idea of 1 male and 2 females, thinking it seems unreal. At the rabbit tribe market, people admire Suyan. They whisper that Oro's children are exceptional. The son makes beautiful boots, and the daughter has married the strongest male in the tribe, hinting at the rise of a powerful family. Suyan reflects that her past experience working at a shoe factory on Earth hasn't gone to waste. She asks Sharo for his opinion on a pair of shoes, and he responds that everyone would go crazy if they were made. She suggests that Sharo focus entirely on crafting leather boots, as he could earn a lot that way. Their father, however, recommends starting with common sizes and selling them at a stall first. Soon, Zulu informs her that everyone loves the leather boots Sharo made, and they're rushing to get custom-fitted pairs. Suyan notes that Cheryl will be busy from now on. Zulu then takes her hand, his warmth contrasting with her naturally cool touch, and asks if she's hungry. She admits she cannot take alcohol because she's pregnant, and Zulu thinks to himself that it seems she desires pregnancy so strongly that it almost feels imagined. After all, only a female with superior fertility can conceive on the first try. She suggests they take fruits instead and they start moving through the market. Suddenly, she notices Rona, who glares at them in disgust. Rona wonders what right Suyan has to take Zulu from her. Meanwhile, Lang informs Ashley that Zulu defeated the two-headed wolf. Rona, fuming, silently vows that if she could win Zulu over, she wouldn't have to see herself outshone by Ashley. Rona approaches Ashley, her tone sharp, asking for the aphrodisiac she had used last time. Ashley notes her calculation with a hint of amusement, recognizing that Rona wants to force Zulu to marry her. Rona mutters to herself, thinking that Suyan is just a low-class female with no measurable fertility, destined for the cave sooner or later, and wonders why she should even bother competing with her. Meanwhile, Suyan glances at Zulu and asks if he knows Rona. He shrugs, asking what that has to do with him, noting that the rabbit tribe has plenty of females with high fertility. If he wanted cubs, he could choose the best. Suyan shakes her head, replying that while females admire males for strength, males typically admire females for children. But Zulu seems different. He reassures her that he isn't after cubs, yet she reminds him that males without children face discrimination, just like Xiaokuo, who was shunned by females due to his low talent. Without offspring, one could even be excluded from the hunting party. Zulu frowns and mutters under his breath, asking who dares question him. Suyan leans closer, seeking confirmation that he will take responsibility for raising their child once it is born. Zulu hesitates internally, but replies that she shouldn't force herself, since he doesn't want children. Suyan scoffs at the idea, reminding him that she is already pregnant and that her father told her males are responsible for raising their children. He nods, admitting that it's because she is the one. If it were anyone else, he'd rather not have children. She quietly wonders whether there are still men who are loyal and pure. Soon they arrive at their destination. Zulu orders a bowl of wine and a fresh fruit plate, then introduces Suyan to the old wolf of the tribe. The wolf, observing her courtesy and polite demeanor, remarks that it's the first time he has seen such a female and decides to treat her kindly. He tells her to eat and drink as much as she wants. Suyan thanks him gracefully. The wolf smiles, noting her beauty, and asks if she likes yellow yuan fruit. He promises to pick fresher ones for her the next day. Suddenly, a loud shout breaks through the calm. The tribe's granddaughter is in labor difficulty. Questions erupt around them, with people trying to figure out what went wrong. One explains that high fertility makes it easy to conceive, but childbirth can still be dangerous. Suyan glances at Zulu, asking when he got the news. He responds that he had gone with his brother to the rabbit tribe about 2 hours ago to seek help from the witch. Quickly, Suyan consults the system, asking if there is any elixir that could save Ashley from difficult labor. The system confirms that one exists, for 50 points. She immediately asks where the clan witch's home is. They arrive to find people gathered in prayer. The witch instructs Sharapova to fetch another basin of clean water, which she promptly does, ready to assist in saving both mother and child. Suyan tells Sharapova that she wants to meet Ashley, and Sharapova agrees to help. Shortly after, she is informed that Ashley consents to see her. Suyan steps inside, carrying the pill. The shaman, spotting her, frowns angrily and questions who asked her to come. Suyan notes silently that if her heart hadn't been with Lang, Ashley wouldn't have suffered mood swings and depression during pregnancy, which contributed to the difficult labor. She ignores the shaman's scolding and simply informs her that Ashley wants to see her. Sharapova confirms it. Ashley rushes out to meet her. Suyan hurries forward, seeing Ashley and immediately asking why she gave birth in her beastman form. Sharapova explains the reasoning, and Suyan thinks to herself that if Ashley had delivered as a beastman, her baby would have been far smaller. She breathes a quiet sigh of relief, realizing that the system is relatively humane. Ashley, flustered, quickly apologizes. She confesses that after the monsters attacked the tribe, Lin Lang had asked her to find Suyan outside the tribe, but she didn't. She even lied that Suyan had been eaten by a monster. She expresses regret and asks for forgiveness. The shaman shows sympathy, while Sharapova consoles Ashley gently. Suyan waves her off, telling Ashley not to worry. She reminds her that she has Lin Lang by her side, and Ashley has Zulu. Ashley remarks that Zulu is a very good male, and Suyan affirms this. She adds that they must let go of the past and get along, and that when her child with Zulu is born, their descendants could grow up playing together. Ashley, impressed by Suyan's tolerance, admits she doubts she could have shown such patience. She thanks Suyan sincerely and asks for forgiveness once more. Seeing Ashley's condition, Suyan swiftly slips the pill into her mouth. The shaman yells for her to stop, but Suyan stays calm and instructs Sharapova to fetch a clean blanket to prepare for delivery. The shaman protests, calling it nonsense. Suyan notices the pill starting to take effect and requests assistance. Moments later, Ashley begins regaining consciousness, her body slowly stirring. At that precise moment, Lin Lang bursts into the room. Suyan informs Lang that Ashley has given birth to 5 babies, 1 female and 4 robust males. Lang stares at them, utterly speechless, absorbing the unexpected scene. Suyan congratulates Ashley warmly and says she will go back to prepare a gift and return later. Ashley waves her off, insisting that there's no need for a gift. She's already grateful that Suyan came. Lang also thanks her, but Suyan brushes it off, noting that while spending the 50 points stings a little, she can earn more. And she simply couldn't stand by while someone risked losing their life. As Suyan leaves, her mind drifts. She wonders whether her child with Zulu will take the rat form or the rabbit form. Spotting Zulu outside, she rushes to him, wrapping her arms around him in a joyful hug. At that moment, the system notifies her that she has triggered a hidden merit mission. She receives a merit gift pack, 100 points and an expansion of the system space by 10 cubic meters. Opening it, she discovers refined salt, sugar, a cotton quilt, instant noodles, compressed biscuits, soybeans, fruit cans, rice, and large barrels of purified water. Zulu notices her laughter and asks what's so funny. Suyan realizes with a grin that she can earn points and rewards simply by engaging in activities related to having children. Her happiness for Ashley mingles with her own excitement. Zulu suggests they try again, and although Suyan's motivation isn't purely about wanting more children, she agrees, drawn by the rewards and the joy of the system. That night, they are intimate once more. The next morning, Suyan feels weak from the exertion. Zulu brings her unripe soybeans to replenish her energy. She hesitates, unsure if they're safe, but Zulu effortlessly ripens them using his dual-element talent of wood and water. She watches in amazement as he manipulates the elements, though he casually remarks that her fire talent, though rare, is nothing compared to the utility of his ability. Suyan hums thoughtfully, noting to herself that it's a pity she can't spend her entire life just with him, even as she feels a deep comfort in his care. Sharo spills the news that the Rat Tribe witch has come. The witch steps in with quiet confidence and examines Suyan, confirming that the child in her belly is strong. Suyan finds it unusual since the witch rarely visits anyone for such checks, but the old woman reassures her that everything is normal. Zulu learns of the pregnancy from the witch and listens as she explains that Suyan might be a rare mutant, since no adult in their tribe remains the same size they were as children. This makes Suyan unique, and the witch promises to help her deliver the baby herself. Oro tries to thank her with a fish, but she refuses and leaves to share the good news with the clan chief. Zulu regrets ever doubting Suyan, but she takes no offense. When she mentions craving tender pork loin, he immediately heads into the forest to hunt a deer for her. Later, Suyan falls into a frightening dream of Zulu facing a snake-human figure. She wakes uneasy and calls her father. Oro and her brother rush in, telling her Zulu hasn't returned yet, but assuring her that he might just be hunting more prey. She regrets asking for pork in the first place. Eventually, Zulu returns, carrying several animals. Oro and her brother meet him outside and tell him Suyan has been worried. Zulu goes in to see her while Oro prepares the meat, noting that her appetite has grown again. Zulu watches her carefully, wondering what she eats, and decides, half teasing, that he'll just call her whatever he wants. Suyan shakes her head, reminding him that he doesn't need to go in person. He can have a member of his clan handle it. She adds, matter-of-factly, that so many unused red and crystal coins won't produce offspring. Zulu meets her gaze and nods, silently acknowledging her point. He suggests that she rest, though a hint of concern lingers in his tone, wondering if her nervousness is simply due to the pregnancy. That night, Suyan drifts into a restless sleep, plagued by a vivid nightmare. She wakes with a start, heart racing. Zulu, immediately attentive, asks what's wrong. She hesitates, but reassures him that her child is doing well. Curious, he asks how much longer until delivery. She replies that it's 7 days. With a thoughtful gleam in her eye, she suggests they go intimate, reasoning that it will make her natural birth easier. Zulu gently declines, insisting they wait until after she gives birth. Not bothered, Suyan leans in and kisses him, a quiet affirmation of trust and closeness that speaks louder than words. Zulu notices something different in her kiss. Her lips aren't as soft and warm as before. They carry a faint, chilling indifference. He wonders silently why. Suyan, sensing his gaze, questions if he's feeling unwell. He shakes his head and reassures her, then instructs her to rest, mentioning that he has plans with his brothers in the clan the next morning to hunt monsters. She tilts her head, recalling the tales she's heard about magical beasts that originally lived deep within the Aokigahara Plains. He explains that they've all mysteriously appeared and are causing trouble everywhere, so he won't be coming back often for a while, for the safety of both the rabbit and rat tribes. He promises, however, that he will definitely be there when she gives birth, and she hugs him tightly. He stares at her, his expression unreadable, as a strange tension lingers between them. 5 days later, Ashley visits her. Suyan notices the little one kicking and wonders if the baby has inherited her mother's exceptional fertility. She reminds herself that there are still 5 days to go, so Ashley doesn't need to visit every day. Still, she thinks, if it weren't for her little children who can't survive without her, she would remain by Suyan's side. Suyan laughs lightly and asks about Lin Lang, questioning if he looks after the children. Ashley explains that the rat and rabbit tribes are joining forces to hunt the monsters, which keeps him busy and returning late at night. Suyan notes that Zulu hasn't returned in 5 days, and ever since the hunt of the 3 live deer, his concern for her seems to have faded. Ashley falls silent, and Suyan presses, sensing something is wrong. Ashley eventually confides that Rona works in logistics for the Demon Hunter Squad and often spends time alone with Zulu in private, though nothing has progressed beyond that. Suyan considers it carefully. She notes to herself that Zulu prefers beautiful females, and Rona's appearance doesn't fall within his aesthetic range. Ashley advises that Suyan cannot be too permissive, yet she must assert her authority as the wife master and establish rules for Zulu. Suyan thinks further. Perhaps Zulu is aiming to inherit the clan leader's position with the support of the rat chieftain, a move that could indeed be advantageous. She decides that rules will be set when he returns, but for now, her priority is caring for the child in her belly. Another 5 days pass. Suyan tells her father that the dried meat with salt tastes absolutely delicious, and he urges her to eat more. He smiles, imagining the pride he will feel when he takes his eldest grandson or granddaughter out later. Yet Suyan remains uneasy. Zulu has still not returned. She recalls the system map and watches for any sign of him. When she finally sees him, his smile seems strange, almost like a mask. Suddenly, she feels a sharp discomfort. She decides to lie down and tells her father that Ashley should be invited. He helps her inside just as Zulu returns. He notices her condition immediately and asks if she is about to give birth. Her father gestures that he should go in to see her, a tense anticipation hanging in the air. Zulu leans closer, concern in his eyes, and offers her a piece of red fruit. But Suyan shakes her head. He asks if it hurts badly, and she retorts that he should try giving birth to one himself. She requests water instead, and he promptly hands it to her. After a pause, he mentions that he plans to visit his father-in-law. Suyan raises an eyebrow, noting silently that he seems weirder and weirder. Curious, she asks the system how much longer until she gives birth. It responds, 6 hours. She frowns, thinking it's taking far too long. The system also notes that she can still have another child with her beast husband, which surprises her. She reflects that Zulu has always seemed like a completely different person, though she cannot pinpoint why he has suddenly changed. Ashley hurries toward the house, asking anxiously about Suyan's condition. Zulu reassures her that the child's arrival won't be long. Ashley pauses, wondering if Suyan had truly been the most precious person to him before, and muses whether Rona might have something to do with his change. She warns him that Rona has been domineering and selfish since childhood, never willing to submit to anyone, and advises him not to betray Suyan. Zulu nods thoughtfully, promising to be careful, then welcomes Ashley and walks away. Ashley enters the room and immediately questions why Suyan isn't in her beast form. Suyan explains that human form is easier to care for, though the recovery process is slower. She mentions that her beast body is only the size of a palm, and Ashley wonders how small the child must be. Ashley admits that she herself has never delivered a child alone, so she will have to learn by trial and error. Suyan nods, giving her the go-ahead. Amid the pain, Suyan's thoughts drift to her first cub. She wonders how it is doing in her absence and hopes the Black Panther will treat it well. Ashley, curious, asks if the baby will be a rabbit or a mouse. Suyan's mind returns to her greater goal, accumulating enough points to eventually be reborn back on Earth rather than investing her emotions. Her life is measured in points, and she refuses to waste it. Encouragingly, Ashley reminds her to keep pushing forward, lending moral support as the hours stretch on and the birth draws near. Did you enjoy this? Please comment Suyan below. Until next time, ciao!